the message of Polly is that there is hope. Growing up as a dyslexic in my era, and even younger generations, when you were diagnosed with dyslexia or one of those diseases, it was the end of the world. It was devastating. You could become a mechanic or a woodworker or a welder. But with the technology from Polly in our country, it has become possible for every person with a cognitive disability now to reach beyond the dyslexic barrier, become a doctor, a scientist, a academic, or even a teacher, because Polly essentially breaks that barrier that stopped dyslexics from progressing. I've encountered many people with cognitive disabilities who've seen the development, and they've all said one thing that is the same. If I'd only had Polly when I was at school, or when I was at high school, or when I was at university, I would have been far better off. Most dyslexics, when they are diagnosed with dyslexics, tend to sink into a heap, and that's where they spend the rest of their life. Well, I'm here today to tell you that's not where you need to be as a dyslexic. You can get up and you can achieve anything a non-dyslexic or a non-disabled person can do, because you have Polly. And Polly can be used, you can use Polly throughout your life, and you can become exactly what you want to be and reach for your dream. Polly is not only a document editor, it's a multifunctional tool with all types of apps. It's a living development, and I don't mean that in an AI sort of way, because it's not. What it is whenever I go to a meeting or I meet somebody and they say, but can it do this? And it can't, obviously. I then go back and I work out a way to make it do what the person has requested. In this way, it improves Polly and it makes it far better for the users in future. Polly is an all-round tool. Polly is exactly what people with dyslexia and all those sorts of things need. It includes a Excel type spreadsheet. It includes a PDF creator. It saves text both in the rich text format, which can be used by other document editors. And most of all, it's customizable because all the tools are drop and drag and hideable, can be used and then hidden while you use this in large text area, because basically Polly uses about 5% of the screen and 95% of the screen is used just for your text. The amazing zoom bar feature allows you to zoom in, so if a word's that small and you can't see it because you've got a poor visual, you could zoom it into that large and it could stand right here in your face and you could see it clearly. There are a number of features like that in Polly. There's the high definition background, which switches from white to black. So if you are like me at this time of the day, battling to see, you can switch to the black background. I don't normally work at night because as a former artist with now only one eye, it's a little bit strenuous on the one eye I've got, and I'd like to preserve that eye for as long as possible. But yes, Polly is an all-round fantastic tool that has the ability to change the way people in our country view education and react to education. It basically can remove classroom boredom, allow teachers to carry on with their work while the class is busy. It can be used on a data projector. You don't need any special devices other than a computer screen or a laptop screen to make it work. If you want to connect it to a TV, obviously then you really have a big screen, but you don't have to go and specially purchase a 60-foot screen just to do your work, or an expensive Merlin screen to see the letters, because the zoom feature allows you to zoom in to where you need to be. There are about 20 different applications within Poly that assist you as a person with a disability to complete your work. Also in development, a couple of things. There is a module for people that are deaf, which allows deaf people to actually feel the vibration of the words in their mouse and on their keyboard, as well as on their computer desktop. I'm talking about the physical computer desktop now. And then, of course, there is the speech therapy module, which we are busy with. It's still in its early phases, which looks at the person's face and concentrates on their lips and translates the lip movements. They don't even have to verbalize, just a slight movement of their lips. And what happens, it picks this up and translates this into text that other people can see what the person is trying to say. This is great for people using speech therapy or people who've had strokes or things like that. So that's a fantastic tool as well.